Hey yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the Liquid Era podcast hosted by your girl, none other than D Brady. I just want to say before we get into this episode, right? So, this episode was recorded with my friends a month ago. I want to say a month or 2 months ago. So it really didn't have that much of a direction at first. We got into the nitty gritty of relationships and sex and dating and stuff like that within college and post grad a little bit after. So I edited to start there so that we can just cut to the chase. So I didn't get to keep their intro. So just to intro them, my two main friends that I am interviewing are my two homegirls, Cleo and Hailey. You guys can follow Cleo at C Ladon 20, and that is CLAUADUAN 20. Sorry. You can follow Hailey on Instagram at _ Club Paradise, like Drake. You can also follow my two other homeboys that chimes in every now and then throughout the episode, Marquise and Dylan. You can follow Dylan on Instagram at Dynamic Dill. And you can also follow Marquise at Rasta Scholar on Instagram. So without further ado, let's get into this February series of love, sex, relationships, all that good stuff. You guys can follow Liquid Era on Instagram at Liquid Era or at Liquid_Era. You guys can also email us at liquidera6@gmail.com. All right. So that's Liquid Era, regularly how it's spelled with the number 6@gmail.com. And of course, I will answer you guys either anonymously or on the podcast, however you guys want to be answered. But thank you guys so much for supporting. And let's get straight into this podcast episode. I was just Cleo was taking a Trinity shot, and you done took.
I didn't take the other two.
I'm not praying. Oh, you didn't take that one?
Mm-mm.
Oh, she did it. Okay.
I told you not to take it.
I'm still trying to recover from that other one.
So she's like dying over here on the other end.
My throat hurt.
Try. She like drinking sangria as a chaser, but really, the shots is like 100% proof alcohol right now, and chasing it with sangria is wild. So, just tell. Okay, so that was just the intro, but really and truly, so I want to get into like the nitty gritty, right? So another thing, 2020 that I want to start doing more, which I already started. Highly already know this. You know this already, but I'm starting to like shoot my shot more.
Yeah.
Because as
you gotta put in like a drop here, like
like I started to like. I mean, I didn't start like I'm not just jumping in dudes DMs like, yo, you mad? Like, nah.
Yeah, no, I'm not everybody now, but
right. I'm not doing that. You know, you can't. I can't do it to everybody.
Right.
But I started like thinking like just taking risk and doing things out of the norms that I wouldn't usually do safely. Now I'm not talking about no crazy shit, but I did that once and it worked, which is in my favor, which is good. But at the same time, I was so scared because I realized that with taking the risk of shooting my shot, I'm afraid of rejection, afraid of failure. And so I commend people that just do it just because they want to do it. Like, okay, whatever. Right. But it reflects in real life. Like, I'm afraid of failure. So I have to do something where I know that I'm 100%
not even 95.
Get into it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I guess I kind of like teeter-totter. Like, first I tried to see if old boy was like feeling me first. And then, okay, I know he's feeling me. So I'm going to go ahead and tell him.
Right.
And then it was like, okay, cool. But yeah, that's something I wanted to get into. So to get more into relationships, so Debs is not here, but I wanted to get into the different types
of relationships or like relationship status or whatever of different women and millennials. So Hailey is in a full relationship. Me, I'm not newly single, but recently I guess single. It's been a few months. And then Cleo had
6 years single, but doing other stuff.
Right, 6 years single.
Focus on her.
6 years single, but
I guess we can say that.
Cleo doing the damn thing. Okay.
Actually, elaborate on what you're doing.
What you mean?
What is your? What if someone were to ask you, like, you know, what's your relationship status? What is your answer? Like, what would you
Besides single, like you're single and mingling, you're single and looking, you're single and just single and mingling.
I'm not ready for a relationship, but I tell guys that. So my shoot my shot is, you know, we're gonna do our thing. You cool with it? Most of the guys I ran into not cool with it. They cool with it, but they be like, never heard that from a woman. And so I just like, well, y'all say it to us, so
right, you do it.
So like, why can't
I
don't think they're used to women being like that though. So it's
better get used to it.
It's 2020.
One or two.
We gotta
right.
The year of the divine feminine.
One or two guys I ran into was like, what? I never heard of it before. And I'm like, okay.
Wait, do your own thing like friends and benefits.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
But with class.
I'm about to say class, not just.
But you like the difference is with dudes. I feel like they have like some type of. They have. We have two of our guy friends in the back just sitting here just waiting to jump in. But I feel like guys like wait. Like they have some type of like thrill of knowing. Well, certain guys, not all. Certain guys have a thrill of like, she don't know what I'm doing on the side. Like I'm chasing after another female and they don't know about each other or whatever. It's pretty much the same thing that you're saying you're doing. But at the same time, you know, I just don't want to be in a relationship.
I feel like you break down their masculinity too. Because it's like, I done took the initiative to say it and not you. So now it's like, dang.
Yeah. That could be true as well.
Because one guy, he was in the army and I felt like he was all like, ooh, I did this. And then I was like, I'm telling you this. And he like, what? Yeah. So it's weird.
Usually they're in control of making that decision and now they're not.
I'm gonna tell you what.
Take your initiative. That's my shoot my shot.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Okay. And okay, so Hailey been.
But I feel like
go ahead. What you were saying?
I feel like also too, it's just knowing what you want. For the longest, I thought I could change a guy. So me shooting my shot and just seeing if I could change it, but he'd be like, "Oh no, da da da," and I thought I could change him. But then after a couple of years, I'm like, you know what? I'm not even ready for all that, anyways.
Right. I never thought I could. Well, I think. I'm trying to think because I'm trying to think of a time where I thought I could change a guy. Like, actually, no, I never thought I could change a guy. I think I was my first situationship, like the longest situationship ever. I think because I knew him as like a little girl, and then we grew up together. It was like
you knew him as a little girl. Oh,
we both were little
like,
kids.
I got it.
We knew each other
as what kind of guy you was.
Because we knew each other as little kids, I knew him as one person, and then growing up, it changed. So it was just like,
what happened to this?
Right, it was like a reality shift for me, like because I always thought that person would treat me with that same level of respect or better, growing up, but it just turned out to be the opposite. But that was it. I never thought that I could really change a guy because if a dude gonna do what he want to do. You know.
Period.
Honestly. But Hailey, relationship talk. How long have you and your dude been together?
We have been together for
ask him.
Was it 3 years? Yeah, babe.
You already said it.
It'll be. Shut up. It'll be 3 years in March.
Yeah, I want to know what you have to say.
3 years in March, nigga. Yeah, 3 years in March.
3 years in March. Okay, so talk about, because Hailey been in a relationship since we were in college. I think. Yeah. Hailey been in a relationship in the relationship since I want to say my senior year or junior year.
Your junior year.
My junior year. Ending of junior year.
Sophomore year.
What you mean?
I was dating.
I'm talking about with
Marquise. Oh, your junior year.
My junior year.
Yeah.
Okay. So it has been a relationship with Marquise since my junior year. So talk about the transition from relationship in college to outside of college and adulting.
I would say relationship in college. We didn't really like officially start dating until he graduated, and then that's when it kind of shifted into like, okay, like this is like this is a thing, like we're gonna start dating like publicly. But I think with just like sometimes FAMU culture can be very toxic, especially like different clubs and organizations. They just kind of feed on that and like people's like personal business. So we kind of just stepped away and allowed our friendship to grow. And we've been friends since I've been at FAMU, but like we just mainly wanted to focus on stepping away from like putting our whole business out there and dating privately. And then that's when he graduated. That's when we like officially like went public with it. But then transitioning from, I could say, quote unquote dating in college to adult life, I thought it was very easy because we were already like sort of kind of living together when he graduated. So it was just kind of like it was already going into that transition. We had already spoke about continuing our relationship after college. We both had wanted to move to the same city coincidentally, so it just all kind of merged and worked coincidentally. But I feel like it's the same. Of course there comes more responsibilities as far as like bills and money and things like that, but I wouldn't say it was hard or difficult. It was pretty chill because like I said, we kind of lived together before we moved away from Tallahassee, away from that college environment. So pretty chill for the most part.
She looked at him like,
right?
Yeah.
We want to know,
right, babe?
You better shake that head.
Right, babe? Oh.
Right.
Yeah,
All that. That's cool, definitely. That's like, I feel like it's you're in the small percentage of
I get that all the time.
Working out. Definitely. I feel like you're in a small percentage.
I see pictures of people taking graduation pictures, and the next minute they gone. I'm like,
yes.
Taking grad pictures together. We did not want to do that.
Or like,
it's just too
they propose after graduation.
Or at graduation.
At graduation, I mean.
Bro,
and
Russian.
Months later, it's like,
I just seen this one girl. I'm not gonna drop any names, but this one girl I knew that just got engaged to her boyfriend. They're both Greek, but she hasn't graduated yet. He has, and I'm just like, but y'all ain't even, adults yet. Fully.
Right?
Like how you, but to each his own, I guess.
To each their own.
To each his own.
I don't know. I feel like.
I feel like everybody getting married or engaged or pregnant.
That part. There's people that I know though. Well, not that I know of. I follow on social media that has got engaged for New Year's, but they've been together for like years. So it was just like, oh, it's evident.
Oh no.
But it just feels
it was like
weird because I'm an adult now. Like when
Yeah.
you see your peers that was in college and walking whatever, and then now it's like,
dang.
yeah, y'all really out here like getting married and having kids, and you see like different aspects of life. Like somebody might be 25 and getting married or whatever, and then another person might be at 30 and they living their best life, traveling, getting the most out of it, and then we'll settle down when they're ready. It's no
rush, but everybody trying to find their family, husband or wife.
Oh yeah,
and then it's
that HBCU love.
I'm like, y'all
I'm not gonna lie. Okay. I'm not gonna lie. I wanted it so. I didn't. I wanted it after a while, and I was like, because my last relationship was we graduated together. Well, not together, but
both
we graduated. her FAMU and was continuing outside of FAMU. So I'm like, oh shit, I wasn't thinking about this, but now that it's here,
bitch.
We might as well just head it. I'm gonna be on Rattlers United
down.
Like
every year.
We went out to Rattlers United.
Take Christmas pictures and Rattler outfits.
The crib,
orange and green,
right? The crib for the kids gonna be orange and green. Little rattlers on the wall. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I thought it was gonna be, and then it was just like, like no, it's not at all. And now I'm just like, at first I was kind of like anxiety because I'm like, well, who the hell am I gonna meet if I didn't meet them in college? Like
that's true.
And then when you like go out with your friends though, and you see different people, it's like okay. Like I can meet them at a bar, I can meet them at a whatever, like an event or whatever. But it's just like, dang,
this is hard because it's like if you didn't go to FAMU, there's so many things that I have to like.
But I feel like it's HBCU in general though, because the culture.
Like FAMU got its own culture.
It does. It
really
do.
So much easier to just.
Before I went off to college, my career advisor at my high school, he graduated from FAM, and he was like, find your FAMU babe. And then I look back at it now. I'm like, you is still single, and never find yours. So why are you telling me? And then also too, I'm almost 25. So then my parents, when your husband gonna be here? I want grandkids. But then throughout all of college, don't settle down, don't do this, don't do that, because you need to get this degree.
I've seen a meme like that.
And I'm just like, how you expect me?
A black mom yelling at her daughter.
I think I saw that
one.
She was like 10 or 11. Was like, I want a boyfriend. Her mom's like, no boyfriends. And then there was another one. She was 16, no boyfriends. Another one, she was in just going graduating high school, no boyfriends. Then she got her doctorate 6 years later. Where's the husband? I'm like, but you was telling me.
That's how my mom is. I'm like, I have a whole lot of things that need to be done, and I know me now, I'm not ready, so I'm not going to listen to anybody else. But before, I was rushing it. But then you sit and look back at your friends, who are in relationship, who are married. All my friends are married. Mm-hmm. And so it's just like, our relationships or whatever. So it's just like, some of them I'm just like, I'm not rushing it because I see how it's going, or just looking at Instagram and seeing people take down their stuff, or just seeing stuff. I don't want to go through that. I don't want to rush it, and I was really rushing it in college because of the whole energy everybody was giving me about getting with someone, and I'm just like, it ain't my time.
Right.
To be honest, bro, I did not want to get into another relationship after my previous. I was just like, yep, I'm just chill for a while.
I'm happy.
Things just happen. Like I said, definitely not my control. Like, it was just kind of, well, we're here now, like, type of thing. I can just go with the flow, and then ended up blossoming. But, yeah, I definitely agree. Don't, rush it. Because then, some people engaged at FAMU, and now I had 3-4 babies, and they getting a divorce. I'm like, damn.
I'm going to be the rich auntie. Just pick me up.
I feel like I don't know. I feel like the atmosphere at FAMU, first of all, at college in general, was just like I feel like it was just like having fun. Mm-hmm. And so I've always been the type to just be like, okay, however it goes, personally, relationship wise, however it goes. I'm not forcing anything. I'm not reaching for anything in that type of nature. But I had to be in control more of my career and know what I'm doing outside of school. Mm-hmm. That was the one thing that I was like, okay, I have to know what the hell my next move is, career-wise, school-wise, whatever. But as for boyfriend and those type of things, I never was like, what's the plan? I have to get married by 27. I have to, those type of things. And that was one thing with my ex. I felt like he was more so very... had a
goal-driven
time frame on relationships.
Timeline-driven.
A timeline, yes. And I was speaking with my sister a while back, and she was like, a lot of dudes have a timeline, and it's like by 25, I feel like at 25 it's because the mid mark from 30,
from 50,
it's I gotta have so and so, and at least get married by so and this, and then I want 2 kids, and then I want a house, and I'm like, I still have to pay my student loans off. Like, I still, like, at the time I had my old car. Granted, there was no payments on it, but I still have to do things. I was living with my aunt, and I'm just like,
establish yourself yet. How you
I don't even know if this was the career that I'm in, if it's really what I was going to push forward in. Like, so when he would ask me, okay, so what's the plan? I'd be like, like, but then it's like an in between line, because you do have to like have a goal with your significant other once you reach a certain, you know,
one time. Yeah,
but
of course. You can't. But then again, you can't put. A timeline is fine, but it doesn't have to be followed strictly. Like, especially with like marriage and kids, like those kind of things. I firmly believe like it will happen when the time is right. Like, it shouldn't be forced or like planned out. Like, okay, 29th birthday coming, no kids. Like, if it ain't happened yet, then maybe
it's not supposed to. Like,
that's the thing with me. I never had a adult relationship, so I don't know that timeline. My last relationship was, if you want to, I'm not even gonna count that one. It was like, I'll say 12th grade. Just count that one. And I was like a week too long.
So what is an adult relationship? Is that like college and beyond, or after college?
I feel like age. I feel like age, in a sense, depending how your college relationship is.
I don't
feel like
actually,
college.
No, I feel like the atmosphere is very important. So I would say college enough.
I feel like it depends on college, because if you live with that person, had a baby, or just live with that person and you're paying the bills, I feel like that's an adult in a sense. But if you're living in different dorms, different apartments, whatever, I feel like that's not adult. You're not paying bills, or I don't know.
But then again, look at it this way: like 2 adults living.
Well, yeah, if you live in
New York
separate,
City, have separate apartments, but hang out together with their friends, go to parties, go to clubs, go to brunch.
Yeah,
it's not much different from college. I mean, of course, only difference is we in school. We're both trying to graduate and leave that area, but having your own spot, working,
independency. Determines the adult relationship.
The relationship mine back in high school was like, parents gonna be around. My parents scared about the whole sex thing, so they always had his parents over, whatever the case may be. But I never had an adult one where I'm like, where are we going from this? So what's this? What's we together? So what's going on? You just.
You know what? I think the sense of when you know that you about to get an adult relationship is, I think for us, college, when you have your own apartment, your own place, and he's coming over. And I'm like,
that's when you're like,
oh, like, there's no parent that you have to run it by. You can go out doing him late at night.
That was definitely
I think that was the mark for me. Where it was just like, I think that was the mark for me, where it was like, okay, I am now an adult, and I am making moves. I'm making moves that an adult would do.
Right.
Yeah, I think
that makes sense. Yes, that makes sense.
Okay. My first time, I'm trying to see. Trying to remember the first time that I had a guy over. And this is not. Yeah, this is when I had my own apartment, and when I had a guy.
Does Palmettos count?
Does dorms count?
My dorm didn't count. I had a roommate right in my room, 5 feet away.
Same.
I used to sneak into a past situationship room, and at that time, FAMU did not allow the opposite sex.
House,
so.
This was like not gifts.
I'm about to say scholarship.
This was wow. It was either
you couldn't have people at the 10, but I still.
This is like Samson and Young. So I had to like
sneak.
Run all the, because it's cameras by the staircase.
Yep.
So you have to have a hoodie on. You gotta run up the steps, and you gotta dodge in that room. Make sure that door's mad open, because like.
Yeah. I remember in Village when my ex lived on the first floor. I lived on the 3rd floor. I had to put on like a hoodie and sweatpants and walk like I was like a boy. said, forget the key and open his door, act like it was my room. But yeah, they did not. Now it's all free. You can get visiting hours,
right?
All this stuff.
There's no fun in sneaking around,
right?
I want to like
no shame in the morning,
right?
No
I
mean, there's some places you can sneak into if you're adventurous.
If you're adventurous,
if you're
the facilities
adventurous,
on campus that used to stay open.
Right, but my first walk of shame. Oh man, that was the most embarrassing thing. I never did it again. It was like
I never had one in the village, so I just look like a nigga walking out my apartment.
This was Samson and Young days, and for those obviously those don't know listening, but Samson and Young is the boys' dorm at FAMU. They're like right across from each other, and they back in like. Between 2013, well, before 2013 as well, but I got in at 2013. So 2013 to, I want to say 2014? Mm-hmm. When I came 2014, they had strict, 2014, 2015, I believe. I don't know. But they had strict rules on, okay, you cannot have the opposite sex in your room. There's only the dorms, joint areas.
Yeah, like the lounge.
The lounge that people can be in. So you had to like sneak in there and be with your significant other, or you being nasty, you being outside of
or in public
facilities, adventurous shit.
But that's holy.
Memories.
That's memories. Dot box.
Network.
Exactly.
Network.
He said networking.
Boy.
Period.
But that also gets into Cleo just said something hoe.
Yeah.
And I feel like the terms of hoe, it has changed.
It has changed. It's
for
glorified now.
For us, it's glorified and not gender based at all.
At all.
And I'm actually happy about it. Not saying that I, about to open up to the hoe. Like I ain't being no Summer Walker. Just might be a hoe because love is a losing game. But
true.
The definition, I don't feel like there's no definition of a hoe anymore, because now you can be open and be a Lori Harvey if you wanted to, like Harvey, like date who you want to date, be who you want to, as long as you being safe. I think the terms for a hoe is if you like being nasty with multiple people and you not telling them.
Yeah. You just being nasty.
Yeah.
Being quote unquote a hoe, whatever, and then being nasty, being a thought box. Like that's different. When you're getting passed around by mutual friends and passed around by like multiple people and people are talking about you, like that's where you've crossed the threshold.
Exactly. I always thought hoe was you just having sex with people without a relationship. So
that's a home wrecker.
Yeah, that's a home wrecker.
No, not in relationships with no. That's just friends with benefits.
Oh no,
that's why.
I think that was the mistaken thing about
that
being
was like
a
the
hoe.
old.
Yeah, that's like you're not in a relationship with him, so you're a hoe.
Yeah,
sex with him.
That's the old term. That's what we used to say.
Yeah, and I was like, she just want to have sex.
Yeah, just like the guys. Y'all are
sorry. We just had some responses to some.
Which you say something.
We think that everybody goes through a whole phase.
I never had mine. I was trying to be a wife.
Everybody have. I
was never had maybe I'm gonna go through it right now.
No, in their own way. I'm not saying like I thought about some crazy shit.
Is there a different way to be a hoe in your hoe phase? There's different versions of being a hoe.
I mean, men are automatically always ready for sex. So I feel like we should low key.
Women is too, but you can't.
Y'all are dynamic. Y'all go through periods where y'all don't want to have sex with people.
Maybe.
And dudes do too.
No, they always want to have sex.
No.
Charge it.
A healthy male.
Oh my God! No, there's
talking about the ones on eat McDonald's that I think I sent y'all yesterday.
The ones that eat McDonald's every day.
Smoke blacks.
Smoke blacks that eat McDonald's for every meal of the day.
I know about them.
Nah, bro. Like there are some men who don't.
I never had a whole phase. I've always been loyal, even when I'm not supposed to be.
Loyal to people that you haven't.
And I don't know if that's scary for my next significant other, but I've just always been a one-track mind. If like I'm into you, I'm into you. So there is no like I didn't feel the need to go around. If I am dating multiple people, I'm going to tell you I'm dating.
I never talked to one person. That's why.
Me neither. I just feel like it's stress because I barely want to talk.
Let me tell you, they have more people. Everybody married now, and all my friends were laughing at me. I was like,
I've seen that. I see that.
I was like, what's going on?
The people
I
who
killed you to get with somebody else.
The people who ran the most games are now in committed relationships.
Married.
Shout out to them, though.
Shout out to them.
You got it out your system.
Yeah, but they progress with their life, maybe. Maybe they on to new things.
He feels
no. It was one moment I got real drunk and got to his house and went to
don't
slice
feel
his
that.
tires because he was playing my feelings, and I found out he got married. But then I was like, you know, it ain't worth it.
What?
You sliced his
I wanted to slice his tires.
Oh,
that's when I was like, I was living highly at the time,
Yep.
and then I just went.
Wait, you wanted to slice his tires because of what?
Because he was
messing with her.
Yeah, and then he ended up getting with somebody else and marrying her, and I was upset.
Oh, but it wasn't an official thing.
No,
but he was official.
It was a situation.
But I was like healing him, and he got healed and went with someone else. Now I'm broken, and that was my thing.
Okay,
I got a question. So when men do shit like that, do you think the woman is justified to do some damage their property?
No one is justified in destroying someone else's property, but I feel like she was warranted in feeling that way. Like, you can't say like, well, she had no reason to feel like she should slash his tires. No, like,
I feel like everybody has their emotional ways to use it, but once I got to the house, I had to talk to myself and let myself know I'm drunk and I don't know how I got here in the first place, and just go back home. I just didn't go home, but I went away.
Never okay,
but then that's why I started to realize, that's why I started asking guys, do you got somebody else? What do you want from me? And go from there.
So if a man is straight up in saying what he wants from you,
I'm cool.
You cool?
Because that's probably the same thing I want to.
See, right now, in my head, I'm imagining a lot of guys saying, "Nah, she lying. She lying."
No, if I could pull up text from 2 years ago, I'm telling you, guys would be like,
they
"What?"
Don't believe it.
But even if you ask a guy, like, okay, like, be real, like, if you seeing somebody else, let me know, or something like, you stay like women too. Dudes can go to a woman and be like, just being honest, and and she might lie.
Like, I don't want nothing
Women
serious, and then she turn around and go crazy when she find out
I told you
talking to someone else. Like,
when we started the podcast, I said friend with benefits. I'm telling you straight up.
That's a move.
Because I know I'm not ready for a relationship, but everybody has their needs. So I'm gonna get mine and go because I gotta go work on my damn business.
I can't do it. I can't do friends with benefits. I can't because
detach your feelings.
Yes,
I learned how to detach my feelings because I know what I can get myself into. Being a Cancer,
I can't have
help
sex
everybody.
with anybody that I don't have no type of feelings with.
I learned how to do it.
I'm quiet, I'm in a relationship, but in my past,
everybody has
I had to detach, honey.
I'm about to say you gotta learn how to detach. That was me too. I'm like, I'm gonna have feelings.
Different.
You like love,
but
you like love.
Why you say it like that?
Why you say it like that? I like love. I am like a very just like a.
You are love.
I love rom-coms. Yeah. I love that corny shit. I love like checking in and making sure somebody's all right. Like I don't want to.
I'm like, you did.
You said what?
I need to FaceTime you. Do have some. She said I gotta check in with me.
I'm like, you don't gotta check in. You don't gotta text me. I know how to fight. I'm good.
No, I just like having one person to myself. Like I don't like
your mind and no one else's type thing.
Yeah, like I don't like the fact that I'm giving my treasure to someone that isn't mine.
Yeah.
So you can go around and tell people what I'm like, and we never have no type of history, no nothing. I think in the back of my mind, just that alone, for me personally, you're not. No, I'm very strong minded in that sense. Like you're not talking about me in no type of way. Like if we never like.
And that's a good trait to have.
The Queen and Slim.
Yeah. Period. Yeah.
Or Big Slim.
Queen and Slim. That's how she acted in the beginning. She was very like, no, like we gonna establish something before
stronghold.
Yeah. Strong-minded.
But I mean, you can still be strong-minded and have that friends and benefits logic as well. Like,
strong mentally to do that.
Okay, I'm letting you know that we're just here to have fun.
Yeah.
And I don't want anything else from it. And if it does happen to bloom into something else, then it happens.
But guys be liars too.
They do. I mean,
because
telling them, like, hey,
it was two guys that were married. One was engaged, one was married, and I had to find out because he posted this thing on Snapchat, and I had to look him up on Facebook and everything else, and I found out he was engaged.
What is it with Snapchat? Snapchat is the number one cheating app. I don't care what anyone say.
Because he never told me his last name, and I asked him, but he didn't say it clear. And I said, "Can you tell me again?" I was just trying to figure out. Cause I'm like, I don't know you. And so he didn't tell me, and I was like, whatever. So then he goes on Snapchat and posts his airplane ticket, and I was like, oh, that's his last name. Just looking, I was like, oh,
niggas are dumb too.
And then right, and so I texted him about it. He's like, what you talking about?
Yeah.
And I was like, what? I was like, bye. And he still texted me to the day. I had to block him. Because you went in Tallahassee, first of all, too.
Blocked.
Married with 5 kids.
Blocked. Super blocked. God. You know, I love the black people.
I've never gotten to the point where I wanted to mess up anyone's property. I have gotten to the point where I wanted to fight.
That's property.
But I mean, yeah, true. I just wanted to pull up and be like, so what's up now? Talk stuff. But like, but
he only showed me his house one time, but I have a good memory. So all you gotta do is just show me, and then I'm gonna find it. Because I was trying to figure out how I remember where he lived at too. Mm-hmm. And so it was really weird. So I feel like if I did mess up, he wouldn't know it was me. But I was like, I don't want them to mess with my stuff, karma and all that. Mm-mm.
Right.
I've never actually done it, but I am the one to,
I've helped friends pull up on people.
And, slash the tires. There's been many times I wanted to. My friends, including you, D, had to be like, no, we're not gonna do this.
Cause I ain't trying to. Cause you ain't trying to like have that come back to you.
Right. That's why I was like, no.
Like, it's like, again, another borderline of if I do this to you, will this come back to me, or is this the karma that you deserve?
That's true.
And I'm just like, I think the universe will handle you better than me handling you.
And it sure.
I just hate when I be crazy about somebody, then I look back.
It sure did.
I just hate when I'm dealing with someone and I like them so much, and then they do me wrong. I'm upset, and then I go back months later and see how they look, and I'm like, wow. I was crazy about you.
Talking
about that.
Yes.
I'm like, I can't believe I was crazy over this damn boy.
I did that the other day.
He looking like Chicken Little. Damn boy.
I did that the other day, and I was just like, cause you know the whole phenomenon of over winter break, not winter break. This New York term, winter break. December, the holidays, and it was the whole toxic and toxic text and shit like that. So I was in the group chat like, oh, what you guys doing today? My ass talking about I'm just gonna chill, watch TV, and send a toxic text or whatever. But I never sent it out because I'm not that type of person.
Yeah.
But I looked back on a previous person and I was just like,
people used to do that for real. It's like, please get off my phone. It's like, just block. I'm not even gonna let that enter my
I'm not
space.
gonna lie. I feel a certain way that I ain't get no toxic text message.
Somebody had text me.
You like the mix up.
But it wasn't a toxic text.
A little bit. And a little razzle dazzle.
Yeah, and there's somebody that wanted to be with me, and there's a whole story. I just blocked him. I was like, I don't got time for this.
Man.
He was so weird. He was trying to be loving the club first night and be married and all that.
Loving the
club.
But men are static, and we don't like. Well, we generally wouldn't really engage in mix-up.
That's a damn lie.
Preferably.
Damn
not on purpose.
That's a lie.
No, that's a lie.
You got a man? Yeah.
What that got to do with me?
Okay with being friends? You can't have friends? No.
Right, and that turned into something else.
Get the fuck out.
I mean, that's a single man, I would presume. Or a man that's trying to, have other agendas. But
you don't feel no type of way. Okay, so let's say you are talking to a female and she doesn't know that you're talking to another female. Those two females find out about each other and now they're arguing over you. How do you feel?
Did I commit myself to either one of them?
No,
but you are dealing with them. You never told them about each other. But like, does it give you like the back of your mind? Does it give you a sort of thrill? Like they fighting over me.
I mean,
your face says
Y'all can't see his face, but he cheesed just now.
He just had the biggest smile on his face.
Smile, like he had a memory back when that happened.
No. It's cool for like a hot second, but then it's like
when it starts getting into your
start shooting or something.
Yeah,
dang.
Me as a man, I'm not too into the drama, when it comes to like my personal life. So if that were to occur, I would try to break it up and have both of them understand. Like, look, you guys don't gotta fight each other. You just gotta continue to love me and keep it.
I feel like that's where it comes out as women. We have to ask the guy, "Are you doing with someone else?" But even though they lie,
they love to say no.
Right, and then that because they're scared of losing both girls or losing that girl. So then it's just, or maybe because it's that girl that they do want, but they want to do with the other girl because they're not ready for the one that they really want to be with.
Right.
So they're scared to lose.
To keep them occupied.
Right, they're scared to lose that person. It's not fair. Just tell people straight up. I hate when people lie to me, especially about that.
I mean, you gotta ask. Do you ask?
See,
we're asking.
We're
asking, but then you gotta like the lie.
Because you get to that point where it's like 3-4 months we mess with each other, and then I find out, you're talking to someone else, and it's like, you didn't ask.
Straight up.
Hey guys, just to stop and take a little break. But if you're thinking of making your own podcast, if you haven't already heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain, all right? So it's free. There's also creation tools that allows you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. You can distribute your podcast so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and plenty more. You can also make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership, okay? It's everything you need to make a podcast all in one place. So go ahead and download the free Anchor app, or you can go to anchor.fm to get started, all right?
Don't play with me.
Or I found her the day after you asked. They try to go around the whole thing.
It's 2020.
It's 2020.
I'm going to be 25. We're not, let me tell you right now, we're not getting into no situationship past 3 months.
Period. We could talk for 3 months, and now we need to figure out what we're doing.
It ain't no, what are we? We're figuring out anything.
No.
It is simply, hey, so I want to make this official. Be a man about it. If I don't see nothing like that.
So I do have a question. The whole 90-day rule. Do y'all wait for that now?
Oh, I'm not waiting.
No, there's no
okay. Because I know that because I have like 90 days, but then it's
I'm
like,
never waiting.
For what? To have sex?
Yes.
No.
I know some women go, get connected real fast with sex.
Wait, what do you mean? Whew, come over here. What?
I'm just saying because, I don't know. I feel like some women get more connected to sex, and then it's just like, okay, I'm going to wait 90 days to see if there's a situationship or a relationship.
No.
They
because
can wait if they have to.
They can wait, and maybe like I saw this I can't remember their this couple. They're famous, not social media famous.
Ken and Diara?
Huh?
Ken and what's her name? Diara?
No, not Ken and Diara. No.
Oh.
It's another couple.
Oh.
And the guy, he gives like relationship advice to men and stuff like that. He was saying that when he was dealing with his wife, who was his just a girl that he was talking to at the time, he was talking to her for a while or whatever, but she let him know from the jump, I am celibate. I'm not trying to have no sex, nothing until I'm married, whatever like that. And he was like, okay. But after a while, he was just like, look, hey, this for the birds. So, but he still wanted to talk to her. So, but they weren't like official, I don't believe. So, he went ahead, met some other girl or knew some other girls, talked to her, had sex with her and stuff like that. And he felt obligated, I guess, to tell her. And, I forgot how the story went, but she found out and she was obviously upset with him. She was like, I'm not dealing with you because, we had this bond and stuff like that. And now you're telling me that you want to have sex with other people. That's the type of game that you want. That ain't me. Right. Done. And it was after she left that he realized, like, damn, like, I really mess with her. Like, I don't want to lose her. And then he had to work to get her back and, like, really commit to being celibate with her as well. And so the 90-day rule can work in your favor, but it can't as well because you can have a dude who you can have a dude that put up a facade and be like, oh yeah, I'm godly, I will wait for you, those type of things. But on the side, he talking to multiple chicks, doing all this. That 3-month mark, and y'all have sex, and then your whole world explodes.
I just talked to my friend about that. How guys be trying to be someone they not, and then you realize that later on, you be hurt. And that's why I feel like a lot of people move so fast because the guys show them. Like, if you sitting here telling a guy everything that your other guy wasn't, then of course he's gonna be that, and then you're gonna find out 3 months later he not that, and that's something somebody I know is going through right now, and I feel bad, but it's like you moving too fast.
But it's also what signs. I also am realizing, like, after a relationship is when you start going back and reminiscing on signs that you should have picked up on, where he was telling you this ain't for me.
That's when I started learning. I was like, I need to stop. I used to be a person that's like, oh, he's showing me this, but he'll change.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so then I realized I'm gonna start watching what people do to see how they are and stuff. Be like, oh, he's gonna change. I always thought people would change over time, and that was my mistake.
I was the type to. We are strong in. I'm very strong in how I feel about you. We bond in a certain way, but even though we're lacking in maybe a communication part, everything else is great. So it's just like, oh, that one little thing.
Too optimistic.
Yeah, that one little thing. I mean, but he said, and it's a lot of excuses, and I don't realize it until post, and then it's like,
sitting back, think about that one day, 5 months later, like.
Damn.
You wake up 2 o'clock like, what?
That nigga had a Tinder. Yes. He had a Tinder account. And why the hell didn't I break up with him then? Like, duh,
my last relationship in high school, I was so darn stupid. He had made a separate Instagram account. He posted me on their accounts all big about posting me on social media. Still kind of am. But then
we can get onto that next.
Then on his real Instagram, he was posting everybody else like, oh, that's my friend. And he like white girls. So I'm like, I'm the only black girl on your other page, and you only got like 2 posts on there. And so a week later, then he goes, I really don't want to be with you, da da da. Found out he got with a white girl that he had on his real page. And I was stupid because I'm like, oh, he's just making a new page up, so he's going to delete the other one. It was like all kind of stupid stuff. I sit there and look back at it like how naive I can be for a lot of stuff. And now he married to the girl. And I was like, what's up with y'all being married? What? It's just so crazy.
Let me tell you about this. Also in 2020, Future Bae, you're listening. I'm not big on sharing my personal life that much on social media anyway. So I'm not pressed. But if you have a problem, like if I say, let me tell you something. Okay. Because it really bothers me. It's like it's really a big thing with people nowadays, obviously in this new day and age. If I'm taking a picture of us on the phone or a video and you are moving away and doing the whoa away from my camera, I know something is wrong.
Something is wrong, bitch.
If I'm like, okay, why you won't post me, but you posting other females? Like, I'm like, you don't have problems posting your other friend or in your past relationships you had no problem posting them. So why now for me it's an issue? Let me tell you something. If you say I don't do that whole social media thing, it's not for me, or whatever excuse you pull out your ass, we're done right then and there, because I already know what it is from that point. And I'm not saying that I want social media to control my relationship, because I'm not pressed about sharing my last significant other. I posted one picture of him on a real feed. Everything else was on 24 hours Insta story, Snapchat. But you shouldn't have a problem just posting it without a thought.
Right.
It's like, whatever, I don't care, because we're stronger than social media.
Right. Like, I'm not gonna force you to post, but if I decide to post, or if I want to catch you in my snippet, don't be running away.
Right.
What's going on?
Now, my ex, he didn't have a problem with me posting pictures, but I already wasn't the type, like I said, to post a bunch of pictures, because people watch you more than you think. Yeah. So I'm just like, okay, I don't want to post all my business because we might not even make it or not. Like,
they're looking stupid, got to delete everything.
Then I got to delete everything. And I'm like, boy,
a lot of my graduated with. I was looking back at Instagram. I was like,
wait a second.
That's how you know. That's the new day and age, how you know somebody not together with
you don't see no pictures.
Right. So I'm like, okay, like he didn't mind, But when it came to me, he probably reposted one of our pictures one or twice or whatever. But I remember getting on him at one point. We went out with his best friend for his graduation, and we were at the club, rooftop party, club play, I believe. I don't remember, but
that's recess.
Recess. Listen,
I was like, wait. Okay,
I forgot the name. The rooftop recess party, and he like with his phone on Snapchat. And he's like, with his friend and his friend is in the camera. But when it came to me, it was just like, not really showing me.
Right.
And I got on him about it. I'm like, your angles kind of messed up.
Right.
And he's laughing about it like, what you talking about my angles? I said, I noticed that you had the camera on you and friend. And when it came to me, you wasn't really showing me. Like, what's up?
Right.
He was just like, you thinking too hard into it, and that dismissive shit. And from that point on, it's like noted in the back of my mind.
Yeah.
Only thing is that I feel like a lot of us females, we take notes, but
we don't do nothing with it.
We don't do nothing with it. We take notes, or some of us. I'm speaking for myself, I guess, but. Take notes, and then we have so much more good times that it's just like it erases that until another incident comes up when I remember it again, and I'll be like,
yeah,
that'd be me. I'm like, we got so many good times. This one thing that's messy, no.
Yes, and I don't want to
outweighs everything else,
right? And I was just like, I don't want to start over.
Man, don't get me started.
And it did right. And then going back to circling back to getting like in a relationship in college and outside. When you're in a relationship in college and you are still in the outside of college, as soon as you get out of that relationship, it's like, damn, like I said before, where I'm gonna find somebody else, because I thought that was gonna be HBCU college love. So now I'm not in a hub where there's mad guys in my class. Just walking around my campus, at student events, club organizations.
Yeah.
No.
I guess I didn't have that because I didn't find that many people attractive at FAMU.
Really?
Not when I would date. It was only one, and you know who that one was.
Child.
And after a while, I was over it. I deleted him off of everything. I was like, fuck it. I tried to be with you. I don't know what you're going through.
Yeah.
I didn't find nobody attractive. I dated people or talked to people that were unknown to FAMU, and I realized that
you didn't date really
nobody did not know, and I realized that, and I was like, dang, on my end it was good. I mean, that was a big pro of it. Nobody didn't know him, but on people like, I don't know, I'm not all about the status or whatnot. I feel like everybody that I seen was around it all about status. I'm not attracted to status. It's all about down to earth kind of guy.
Yep.
And so I wasn't really attracted to nobody at FAMU. Not people that
I would be attracted to somebody, but I will feel out their vibes. I'm very energy vibe person. I'm not like a Janae Aiko, that type. But I feel like I'm very energy sensitive, and I can. Once you come into my friend group, or I see how you interact with your friends, if I think somebody's cute, I am watching you, how you respond to your friends, how you act when you're drunk, or how you act around other females. I'm very attentive to that, and because you got my attention, you have something. But after a while, how you respond to things, it's like you can go from fine to corny in 1 second, and I don't even care how cool and how fine you is. So
cute looking guys at FAMU, you just
corny.
Yeah, so it's like corny. It was always like, okay, he's attractive, but corny. And then next thing you know, I find out, oh, he's a rapist, or he's a hoe, or there's different things, and I'm like, oh, I'm glad I ain't like him like that. Or after college, he was. Or that one person in high school that was so fine, and then after we graduated, they were ugly as fuck. And it's like, I told y'all. Everybody was fiending. Right. That's how I was. I was very selective in college.
Yeah.
If I picked you, Okay, like you have something.
I think it's also too, but let's go with status thing. I just didn't want everybody in my business, so I feel like
that's why I wait.
If I was with you, then everybody gonna know. Cause I feel like this stuff got around too fast.
Oh,
way too fast.
Secretive.
Especially if you're with somebody who is known in the inner circle.
Especially just friends with benefits. I heard so many things about one of my friends. I'm like, I'm just gonna stay away. And then plus, I did campaigning freshman year. So I got it way early. So I've seen everything. And I really think that's what shut me off from talking to a lot of people. Because I'm just like, this ain't what I want.
Right.
At all.
The atmosphere. And that's, I'm telling you, bro. If I wasn't in, like, around my CSA people or my close friend group, then that was pretty much it. And then, you know, when I became Miss Purple Gold, then accused. But those were, like, you know, my neighbors. Like, we would just hang out, you know, smoke, talk, chop it up, you know, talk about our futures. But if I wasn't one of those 3 or 4 groups, I'm not, you know, on the scene, like, you know, at the Kappa parties or all these different parties. Like, I was
people talk too much.
Yeah, and man, especially people be watching you.
Like friends with benefits talk too much. That's why, like, no. Woo. That's why I started realizing everybody who I talked to was out of the circle, or shoot, someone was in that FAMU. I was like, I'm good.
Facts. Like, I dated as soon as I got to FAM. Like, coming to FAM, I was in a relationship, broke up, got into another one my freshman year, broke up, got into another one end of freshman year, all the way till like beginning of junior year, broke up. And that's when I was like, woo, I need a break. Like, I haven't been truly single because my last relationship was very on and off. Yeah, my last relationship I was real on and off. Like, it was too many times we're like, we're together and we're not together and we're not together and we're not. So I realized, I was like, oh my God, like, I didn't give myself time to breathe. And junior year was amazing. Like, I think that was like, I say this every time, like, junior year at FAMU was my best year because I allowed myself to just be single, do what I want to do, and just breathe and have time to myself. And then senior year, same thing. I felt the same way until, you know, my current boyfriend came along, and he was just patiently waiting. Like, okay, it's time. Like, no more time for you. It's my turn now. So.
Talking about that too, I forgot to talk about. Also too, when I was talking to people, looking back at it now, that's why I don't want to be in a relationship because I have so much going on. Because when I was with someone, I would skip class, and so it was one class I had to take over like 2 times because I was always with that guy, and I'm surprised the other class I passed with B's and A's, or, you know, maybe a C. But I know for me, I had to work on not being sidetracked because I want to be all for the guy. I want to be all for him to be there when he's sad, be there, you know, when he needs me. And I realized that most of the class I wasn't doing good. And I had to go home late at night, you know, study, do what I had to do because I was with him all day. So that's why I was that's why it's like I have to take time for myself and just work on this because I feel like if I get with someone now, I'm going to be sidetracked because I'm trying to prove my worth. So that's why I'm just like, I'm taking time for myself. I have sexual needs, so this is what we're going to do. So, you know, if it works out more than that, you got to realize, I'll tell them straight up, I'm putting my business first, my job first, whatever's going first, and then, you know, you can come in between those somehow. Like, weave it through, but I can't spend all my time with you unless I'm done with everything. I don't know.
Yeah, that was me. Like,
I was the opposite.
I was a skipping though.
I'm
not skipping every class, but
I know people were like that though.
Yeah,
failing, but in a committed relationship, like
very strong.
Yeah,
I'm the complete opposite on that. I realized, I think, after my my long-going situationship ended, very heartbreakingly, I ended up putting majority of that hurt energy into my work. Yeah. And I realized once I put that energy into my work, and that concentration and that focus, I was like up from there. Like, you can't tell. Denise was always in a meeting. Denise was always at something. And I got a high from it that a relationship or no dude can take over.
Like covering.
Yeah, like no dude
like,
can.
I'm single and I'm okay with it.
Yeah, like no. Even if when I was talking to a guy, it was just like, I like this. We so cool. Like, this taps into my romantic side. Like, this is my free time. But you don't compete to the high that I get of success.
Right.
It just don't compete. So that was the point where it was just like, I will leave your ass in bed to go do what I gotta do what I gotta do, and come back.
No.
Or I text you throughout the day of like, hey, you know, every now and then, put a smile on my face. But I'm at work or I'm in class. If you don't understand that until this day, it's still that heavy. If you don't understand my work ethic, you don't respect what I'm doing, you're not trying to understand what I'm doing, we cannot be together. Because I try to, my significant other, future bae, my soulmate, has to have ambition, has to have something that he's working on. We cannot be together all the time. Like, you got to bring something to the table to talk about.
Right.
So it's just like, okay, I don't want to figure out what you got going on. Like, take me out of my world. Put me in yours. I want to know what you got going on. Da-da-da. And then we get back into loving each other and stuff like that. Just get away from work. But then when it's time, switch it off. I got to.
What was hard for me, too, was he lived, like, you can walk the top flight in 1 minute. So he was close to the school.
Oh, wow.
So it's just like I can leave and have my hour break, and then the hour break is over. I'm like, I go back, and he's like, oh. And I'm like, okay. So that took me, like, from what you're talking about, it took me a while to get to that. Because I'm like, this is my craft. This is what I love. This is what I want to, you know, I'm putting to, you know, the works to reality. So now you just have to respect that. I'm not putting you in a way. I'm putting you kind of second. But if you could weave your way through, like, you know, I talk to you throughout the day or see you. But when I leave, don't be mad. Or, you know, maybe we can work on something together at the house. You know, everybody want to have that college love life where you studying together. Maybe we can do that.
And trying to be like, maybe get a Columbus shirt and stump the yard.
Right. I'm like, maybe we can do that in a sense. But I'm like, I realize that guys are taking a lot of my time. So now that I realize that, I am going to, you know, just work better at that and let a guy know straight up. Like, you can't take all my time right now. I'm trying to build an empire.
But I want to say sophomore year of college. That's when I
care
got
too much about people.
Like
I had to break that off.
I didn't. Who were talking about like
I didn't care.
I feel like the people who are talking about who are not bringing like name dropping are gonna be like, hey, like that's me.
They'll be like, wait, they we connect the dots. What's that movie? Oh, I forgot. It's like I forgot the movie. It's gonna come to me, but that's what it seemed like. A lady wrote a book and had everybody in there but changed the names and they connected the dots.
Oh, no, I mean it's not like it's nothing bad though. It's just
it's
situation
and learning. Yeah,
it's like when I look back on my evolution of growing from high school. I never had a relationship in high school.
Really?
No, my parents are very strict, and so I never got to experience that. But I would like go on a date and like sneak off, you know, go on a date to the movies or whatever. I had my first kiss like at the movie theaters, like those type of thing. Or my friends were in high school was more advanced than me, so they were having sex and stuff, and with their dudes. And me, I would just be in a situationship where I'll be arguing with a nigga that's not even my nigga.
Right.
But we just have that bond where it's just like, you're mine and you're no one else's.
Yeah.
And that's just what it was. It was never a relationship thing. So I never got to experience a relationship until college. And first relationship was, I want to say junior year with Q.
Yeah.
With Q. That was my first relationship. And that was like different for me.
Disclaimer, it's not an omega. We're just using the
not the Greek. I don't do Greek. I never did Greek.
Oh, snap.
Right. This is you. Right. No. That's his initial.
He was not an omega.
He's not.
We're using acronyms.
Right. But that was my first relationship in college, and I was just like, okay, like, you know, because I'm so used to a situationship that I put that into terms. But then when I got into a relationship, it wasn't that much different.
Yeah.
But because of who he was, then when I got into my last relationship, that was more adult.
Yeah.
And that was different.
On your way out.
Yeah, on my way out. That was more like, okay, because I had already set goals for myself. He was doing his own thing, set goals for himself career-wise. And eventually on the long-term run, we knew what we wanted to, he wanted what he wanted in that timeline. Like down the line, I see myself obviously having kids, a husband, my own place and stuff. But I always have my career goals set first. Relationship-wise, we only been in a year. Right. So it's just like, what the hell? I still have more to learn about you.
Right.
So I'm not going to make me have a child, a baby for you.
Right.
And we only know each other for, well, not known each other. I known him. I known him before as a friend, but in a relationship, we know each other different. Yeah. We move in together, quote unquote. If we were to move in together, that's another part of you that I gotta learn. And we might not make it that way.
We talk about that next.
We can. A lot of people, biblically, everybody would be like, "Oh, don't move in." Religiously, don't move in with your significant other until you're married. But with my one friend that moved in with him, well, friends, I'm like, yeah, I think I'm gonna take that route this time because you're gonna see a lot.
I would want. I'm not against moving in with a significant other before marriage because I just feel like there's things I need to know before we get married.
Take out the trash. Do you not do dishes? Do you act a certain way? Right. You know, it's
how do you want? Are you expecting me to be your Susie homemaker?
Right.
Like Betty Crocker had
right.
I was saying, man. That's why, like I was saying earlier, like me and my. I'm gonna start saying boyfriend because he's a boy.
I already said his. Okay, yeah.
My man. Oh yeah, you did.
I said his name.
Yeah, but yeah, we were like low key roommates my senior year of college. Mm-hmm. My last semester, like summer 2018.
Cleo said, yeah.
Yeah, she was.
She was because Cleo was your roommate.
We were like roommates. Like he stayed with me, and we wanted that because he could have stayed with someone else. But I was like, I want to try this out. Let's see how this is because this is going to determine whether or not we're going to live together because we knew we were going to be together after college because we had both found out that our next steps after college would both be in Orlando. So it was just like, okay, well let's test it out, and if it works out then we'll live together. If not, we'll just live separately, keep it going, keep dating type thing. And it was great. My one room and my bathroom, like that small space, I feel like that was really like the window.
It's like living in a one-bedroom apartment.
Yes, like a really close space with someone can really teach you quick if you can tolerate that person. So once I knew like we were straight in that one little room, after that I was like, yeah, we're straight. Because I'm very particular of my space.
Yeah, I gotta live with you because it's the way I'm gonna
live. I get annoyed very quick.
I do.
I get annoyed
very quick, and so does he. So it's just like things gotta be in order. Things gotta be clean. I can't have my personal space messy or dirty. So yeah.
I like coming home from work and having my place to myself.
I haven't experienced that.
Yeah, that's
coming in and like. I mean, even if let's say you come in from work, your boyfriend is not home.
Oh yeah, I do. Yeah.
So that's the feeling.
Yeah.
That's the feeling. Like I'm not saying I got comfortable in that, but I like having my own space right now. Now it don't hit me about relationships until weekends when I'm off and it's late at night and none of y'all hoes is answering your phones. And or me and Cleo will be sitting there talking in the group chat.
I mean, it has to be out. Being 9 to 5, so
Debs be out, like like that type of thing. Like it's nothing. It's not like that, but it's not until then where I then feel like, damn, I wish I had a little boo to text and
I just want a boo
be in that be in that type of environment. But living with somebody, wow, I can imagine it, but I ain't picking up nobody dirty drawers. I'm not cooking for you all the time.
I'm gonna say honestly,
like if I'm gonna do it because I want to do it,
not because you got to.
Not because you just dropped it on the floor for me to handle.
That's true. Yeah.
Like the hood niggas in BT movies.
I got hit with a polygamy relationship, and I said no.
Woo! I've been offered now, like fuck no.
Explain what a polygamy relationship is first. For those who don't understand.
It's you plus two other people.
Okay.
It could be two of the guys, a guy, a woman, two women, whatever you like.
And you guys all know about each other.
At least two. It gotta be more people. You know about everybody.
At least two. Yeah, it could be more. It could be like 6, 7, 8.
His thing was he wanted like 3 or 4 wives. I said, okay, we'll probably have a husband. He was like, you shouldn't need more. If I'm here, I'm like, it makes no sense. But to get into that, I was only saying that because I know me. I like my space at times. So it's like, ooh, maybe I could have that, like, you know, have him for around, and then when he get my nerves, go back to your other wife. Mm-hmm. But then I was like, I just have friends with benefits. And if that's why I'm okay if I don't ever get married. Mm-hmm. I know I don't want kids because they aggravate them. If I stay with them too darn long.
Teacher, y'all.
I'm about to say I'm a teacher. Don't kindergarten there. I got to think about being with them 24/7. That's why I'm like, look, I love kids, but not to have my own. And,
send them back home.
Right, send them back home. But my mind could always change, but I don't think it's for me. But it's the fact of, you know, just sitting with someone back home, like, you know, go to your wife's house, go to your own house, but I just realized it's just friends with benefits thing. Cause I do want to be loved by one person. I can't handle you plus other people. Because they say polygamy relationships aren't about sex, but I know that's going to come up. Mm-hmm. I know that's how it's going to come up. And I'm be like, I'm okay. Yeah. I'm okay. But when it comes to the whole picking up stuff and coming home to your own quiet house, that's what I think of. But I'm just like, it's not for me at all.
I think those are, as we go on into this new decade, millennials have normalized that way of thinking, which is a good thing to me.
Normalize what?
Normalize the thought of it's okay to have our friends and benefits. Mm-hmm. It's okay to not want to be married and have kids.
Because
that is not the American dream.
It's not.
And I'm okay with that.
Everybody make it seem like you have to be married by 25, 26 before you're 30. But I know for me, just stuff, I'm not going to be married till about 30 or get into a relationship about 30. And I'm okay with that. At first, I was like, oh, hell no. And so now I'm just like, actually, I'm okay with it. Because I see things around me that used to scare me. But when I started going to therapy last year, he was like, you have to stop talking to those people or look at those things that scare you about relationships and dig deep down. And I know deep down it's not for me. And I feel like people look down on people who just want friend with benefits. But I'm like, everybody's different. Mm-hmm. And I feel like when back in the days, everybody got married like 12 to 18. So right. Everybody thinks you should be married 12 to 18.
Right.
That's true.
And it's not funny because child marriage is real. But I'm just saying everybody's used to, you know, being married young and being with somebody. Then that whole pressure of seeing your friends. All my friends are married. So it's like me seeing all my friends married. I used to be like, oh my gosh, I got to get married. Mm-hmm. But now I'm just like, you know, it's not for me. Because if I would have married a person, any of the guys that I didn't talk to before, I would have been divorced every time. So
there's no point in brushing, bro. Like, so many people, like even to this day, like Marquise and I will just, you know, post a picture of each other. People commenting like, "Oh, relationship goals," or invite me to the wedding, and I'm just like, what? Like. We so been together for 2 years, y'all. Like, even our parents, like, his mom will always joke and be like, because we call Kemet our child. Kemet's our pit bull, y'all. Mm-hmm. And he's 1 year old or whatever, so we call him our child. Like, that's our kid until we figure out, you know, if we're going to start having kids, whatever that is. But our parents will be like, we'll joke around, like, his mom will be like, oh, I have a grand dog, but I want, you know, a real son. And we'd be like, so, what do you have planned next week? Like,
that pressure.
Like, I'm not ready. I can't even take care of myself, let alone my dog. Now you want me to take care of another human that I'm responsible for, that I have to raise? Oh, no. I can't. Like, I need to be financially, mentally, oh my God, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually set.
But they always say, people always say, you're never going to be ready before you have a child.
Really?
Yeah.
Who say that?
That's always been a thing. I've always heard that. Yeah.
People plan that. Like,
no, like there's some people. There's some people that plan it, obviously, and I feel like there are people who plan it, like those who, you know, freeze their eggs and reach to that point in time where it's like, okay, now I'm ready to have a baby. Or there's just like, okay, like people really plan that shit out sometimes. But like probably after marriage, some people plan it out like, okay, we're gonna have a kid in like 2 more years. Mm-hmm. Those type of things. But you're never really fully prepared for a kid because there's things that come into it with dealing with a whole new human being that has a whole different personality. It's a mixture of yours and his. Yeah. You know, their own creative minds. Yeah, just never really prepared. But at the same time, 2 years in, almost 3, and y'all, you know, you just moved in. Not just moved in, but you know, you still figuring things out for yourself career-wise, going back to school, those type of things. The pressure of people underneath your comments because they only see
the good
the
stuff.
picture, the smile.
The
good
stuff.
They only see the good stuff, so they don't see like behind the scenes of arguments or what other issues you might be having.
So people be like, "How do y'all come on post?" I'm like, sometimes I'll be busted. Like I can't stay on top of the whole post myself or post a selfie or post a picture of myself every day. Like I feel like I love to, watch other people's things and be entertained by the world, but I don't feel like I should have to constantly, be posting something just for y'all to see my life. Like I like that people can guess. Like, this one person had texted me, asked me a question about FAMU and was like, I never see you around FAMU anymore. I was like, I graduated. Like, I don't even live up.
A lot of people didn't even know I graduated.
And I'm like, what? Like, where'd you think I went?
I be ducked off. Like, I post where you like, okay, she alive. And she posting. But it's not to the point where I'm posting what I'm eating today. I'm posting.
I used to be like that. I used to be like that. Lunch, dinner, breakfast.
When was this era? Like when Facebook started coming in and then Twitter? Okay, that's the era where I feel like
status?
Yes. When you had like I'm and
I'm feeling sad. What's wrong with you, baby? God love
you. Aim, Uvu. You had an away message. Going to eat. Be right back.
Yes.
That. Yes. But when I had like now it's just like, okay, I don't want everybody to see everything. And I guess that's also another thing, 2020, getting over imposter syndrome. I am in the entertainment industry, so you post one little thing of you at an event and all of a sudden everybody think you got it made. Hey, it's so easy to paint this picture. And I know people or came across people who post pictures and don't do work. Don't do the work. So I'm just like, I don't want to be that person. Even though I do the work, it's like I don't want people to come to me and ask me for stuff, and if I can't deliver, I'm now an imposter.
Exactly. You don't be misunderstood.
Yeah. So I guess that's where I fall into that. That's why I don't really post as much like that. Or I post, but I don't post to the point where everything about me. There's still some secretive, not secret, but
leave it a mystery.
Yeah.
You don't need to know where I'm eating for dinner tonight.
Yeah. I'm letting y'all know, like, right now that if I have a boyfriend, y'all not knowing until we probably about to walk down the fucking aisle. Period. So I might just go ahead and I might pop up on Instagram and have a whole damn baby one day, and you don't even know who the baby daddy is.
Right.
Don't be surprised.
Who the baby daddy?
But yeah, I think we can wrap it up here, and we can. Kylie had walked away, but we can wrap it up here because I think that's gonna be a long podcast.
All day. I'm about to say.
I'm not sure. Probably like an hour or so. More than an hour, definitely.
Like 2 hours.
I like this.
Right.
But yeah, next time we'll have Dubs. Yes. She gonna put in her razzle dazzle. But yeah, this is just getting to the millennial mind of relationships and where we are right now and how we think of things and yeah.
Your comments, man.
Yes. So subscribe to Liquid Era to get more. Also, if you have any questions or feedback, you can email liquidera6@gmail.com. Or also you can follow Liquid Era on Instagram, liquid_era, DM me. And yeah, I would definitely follow back. Okay, 2020, this is the new year. I'll holla at you. Peace.